Hello everyone, I'm Claire. I'm the Synology country manager for the Philippines. And it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you for joining. And today I'd like to share with you how to manage and protect business data in the digital transformation era. So before I begin, I'd like to do a quick introduction of Synology. Maybe some of you have heard of us, but some of you may not. So this is Synology. We are actually a Taiwanese company, so actually I'm Taiwanese, and I'm here today to share with you about data management. So we have our headquarters in Taiwan, and we're servicing over 120 markets through our 6 branches worldwide. In the Philippines, we're working with our partners to serve you better. So actually, we are trusted internationally. You might be pleased to know that we are actually over half of the Fortune 500 companies are deploying Synology within their companies. Actually, these are actually our cloud. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. These are our clients. So as you can see, even in the manufacturing, the fast fashion, in the hotel industry, or in the government, there are many applications in Synology that you may explore, and we are here to safeguard your data. Okay. So without further ado, I'm here to share with you the main topic of today. So the arrival of digital transformation has brought the data, the importance of data into a higher. It has become more important. So even with the generative AI, security and privacy has never been so important. So let me start with some numbers. This is the exponential data growth. It's not something new. We've been observing this for many years now. Can you imagine in year 2010, the total global data that we have generated is in 2 zettabytes. But in year 2023, that was last year, it has come to grow to 120 zettabytes. That's 60 times increase in just a few years. So, but actually many businesses still face the numerous challenges of data management and protection when dealing with the digital transformation. So at Synology, we help you to maximize the data application value for business growth. So in which aspects can we help you? Actually, we don't just provide the hardware, we also have our own software and firmware that we develop in-house, which can help you in terms of storage, data protection, productivity, and even surveillance. So today I'll be going through the storage and data protection and how to manage and protect your data. So in this digital transformation era, actually you may be facing many new challenges to your businesses. IT may be having headaches of managing more devices, more collaboration, and of course more sites. But how do you manage your data at the moment? Maybe for a small business, you're looking at external hard drives. As your business grows, you are looking for traditional file servers or even the public cloud. But have you ever thought of it that these services actually have their own downsides? So for example, the external hard drive, you basically cannot collaborate because only one person can access the data at the time. This data is scattered, and there's also a data lifetime concern because of the physical build of the external hard drive. If you're looking at the traditional file servers, it may be difficult for ITs to manage. Also, it's a high cost to manage. And for public cloud, it may seem very easy at the start. You just need to enter your credentials. But then, as you go along, as your data volume grows, there's a recurring subscription fee, and there's a data ownership concern since your data is not stored within yourselves, but is actually stored in someone else's cloud. So, is there a comprehensive solution that does not break the bank? We are here, actually, Synology. Please meet the Synology NAS. Okay, we'd like to introduce the Synology NAS, which is basically it can turn your hardware, this Synology NAS, into a private cloud. Meaning, flexibility of the cloud, you can access, and control of on-premise file services. So how does it work? It will help you with faster innovation with less effort. I'll go through these one by one. So first we have the collaboration and productivity, multi-site sync and share, and of course, comprehensive data protection. For collaboration and productivity, we have a tool that can help you to streamline collaboration, which is called Synology Drive. Okay, so Synology Drive is actually, it helps you to turn your Synology NAS into a private cloud. And it's as you can see there, it's like the license-free, it's license-free. It comes with the Synology NAS, and it plays a crucial role in your business functionality. So how does it work? It's centralized data with full access. So all of your data that you need to share across your companies or your subsidiaries, or even within your own office, store them on the Synology NAS, and then access it from a web portal, your browser, or your PC agent, or from the mobile app even. So you can actually also share files. You can do that directly here, create a share link, and then set permissions, even set a link expiration, which actually just work like any public cloud, but you have the full data ownership. Next, we have multi-site sync and share. So if you need to sync files, for example, you have offices in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. You'd like to sync the files in between your offices. So your data center in HQ, for example, there's a new HR policy that was advised, and you'd like to share that to your different subsidiaries. So what you can do is actually utilize Synology Drive Share Sync. It's also a license-free package that comes in the Synology NAS, which will allow you to automatically sync. You can do a one-way or two-way sync between different sites. So the IT doesn't need to like manually move the data from site A to site B or otherwise. At the same time, we also have hybrid share for multi-site sync and share. This utilizes not the on-premise, but our own Synology public cloud called C2. So instead of using on-premise, you are leveraging the bandwidth of the cloud. So if site A wants to access a shared file, which is on the cloud, then you can just directly connect to the cloud without going to the on-premise of the other site B. So it's also integrated with Synology Drive, so you can work on it seamlessly. Next, let's go to one of the other main points of today is, of course, data protection. Let's go through with some numbers first. Data breaches are actually becoming increasingly serious. This is a study done by IBM, our friendly brand in the industry. This study shows that 83% of companies have actually experienced a data breach. And for every data breach, on average, a company would lose $14 million. Isn't this like a stunning number? And actually, just to show a case quite close to home, this is Vietnam's one of the top stock brokerage companies in Vietnam. It's VN Direct. The last Holy Week, just this March, they actually faced a ransomware attack, which paralyzed their system for 7 days. So 7 days, it took them 7 days to just partially get back from the attack. And during that period, of course, you can imagine how much financial losses they have faced. And not just that, financial losses, they also suffered reputation loss. And as you can see, this news says that they fell from the top 3 brokerage market share just because of this cyber attack. So the cyber attack is probably not just costly in terms of finance, but also reputation, and even the rebuild in the time is also a loss. So, how do we protect your data? The best practices, I'll go through them as well. First is, of course, to safeguard your data. Then, you need to verify your backups and make a straightforward restoration. So, how does Synology help with that? So, first, safeguard your data. Okay, in your organization, you may be using all of these platforms. You have your SaaS services like Microsoft, Google. You may have virtual machines or physical servers, file servers. Of course, you have your PCs or your Macs for each employee. How do you protect these data? Of course, you need a backup of these data. How do we do that? Actually, with the Synology NAS, you have license-free built-in software that comes with the NAS you can utilize to pull data from these platforms into the Synology NAS as a backup. So this is called the Active Backup Suite, which, as you can see at the bottom, we have three. Okay, you may not be able to see it because it's a chairs, but we have three packages in different colors. So what they do is they back up these platforms to the Synology NAS. It's an automated backup, so if you're in IT, like you want to set it for all of your employees, you just need to do it once, and then you can schedule it maybe every 4 a.m. you'll do the backup. Then you don't need to be afraid that one day someone will come to you and say, oh, I lost my data, how do I recover it? So this is your safety net. Okay. And on the next slide, it shows that Active Backup Suite, we actually do a full backup on the first time, and afterwards it would all be incremental backup. So what the effect it can achieve is actually fast backup. Through incremental backup, we can detect only what is changed, so that you can also reduce the data transfer size between every backup. At the same time, we have auto protection, meaning if you have virtual machines that weren't actually protected at the first setting, if they were added into the environment, it would automatically detect the new addition of the virtual machines. So it will be added to the backup task automatically. And the same for SaaS accounts. If you have a new Microsoft account added to the organization, it will automatically be added to the backup task in case so that there will be no losses in case that someone forgot to add this platform. Eliminates the security gaps. When we talk about backup, I think everyone would know this. It's the 3-2-1 golden policy, or the golden backup strategy. So what does it mean? Of course, 3 copies of your data on 2 different media and 1 copy offsite. This is the best practice that we also hope that our clients can pursue, so your data would be safeguarded. So how does Synology help you with that? First, of course, as I mentioned earlier, you may have all these PCs, virtual machines, SaaS in your IT infrastructure. So back them up to the Synology backup server. Okay, the Synology NAS through Active Backup Suite. So we have the 3 suites: the Active Backup for Business, for Microsoft, and for Google Workspace. And after that, just to follow 3-2-1, we have this offsite backup replication. So it's the hyper backup and snapshot replication. These are also packages within the Synology NAS that we develop on our own and can help you to back up offsite. So with this whole architecture, you can actually achieve the 3-2-1. So the backup could be destination, could be another Synology NAS, could be your public cloud of choice, our own Synology C2 public cloud. Just to share with you, we actually have a case study here, Shiseido. So I'm sure everyone knows Shiseido is a Japanese cosmetic company. So they are also using Synology. Let me share with you their story. The challenges that they were facing actually at the first is they had a lack of storage efficiency. They have 600 gigabytes of change data daily for their offices. And they actually were almost hit by ransomware, infecting multiple devices. So at the same time, they had a complex infrastructure like the one I showed you. They had virtual machines, PCs, servers, etc. All of that needed to be protected. So what did they do? They actually deployed the Synology NAS, 2 rack stations to be exact, to back up their virtual machines and their employee laptops through Active Backup for Business. And the solution's benefits: first, it enabled the backup task across different platforms. Then, they saved 52% of the storage space because Active Backup has global deduplication. And next, they reduced the backup time. Yes. They reduce the backup time by 50% as well because of incremental backup or change block tracking. And not just that, actually, to say though, used the active backup for business for, used the Synology NAS not just for backup, they actually use it for multiple applications, which including storage for virtual machines and also the data syncing that I mentioned earlier between their branch offices and the headquarters. So these are just some of the applications that Synology can do. Next, we have the backup best practice, which is verify your backups. To ensure data integrity, we have the BTRFS checksum with RAID, of course, and we can restore the damaged files through self-healing functionalities. At the same time, we have the option for immutable backups off-site. So as if you remember snapshot replication from site A to site B, you can make that snapshot immutable. So in case of ransomware on your main site, you have an immutable copy that cannot be rewritten or cannot be changed, cannot be deleted on your offsite. So that can be the clean copy you will restore to. Next, in the last part, we have this straightforward restoration. So with restoration, it means that you need to make sure your data can be recovered. The data can be recovered, and how do we ensure that? We ensure that we have recovery drills done regularly through our built-in virtual machine on the Synology NAS, and it can help you to make sure the restorability of your backup data. At the same time, we have flexible restoration methods. You can do file level restoration. As you can see, this is the portal. You can do a file level restoration and bare metal restoration as well. So if you back up the virtual machine or the server and bare metal, you can restore that to a bare metal in case of disaster recovery. So I think this slide everyone is more interested in. So how does the cost compare? Okay, so if we compare active backup for business with another brand any license backup. So both of them, of course, would need somewhere to store your data. That's the physical hardware, maybe a NAS, maybe a server, anything. Okay, for simplicity, let's just assume that everyone has the same cost in terms of the hardware. Okay, then you'll see this is the cost for the hardware, and if you go for another license backup, you actually see that the cost would add up year on year because you need to pay for the subscription cost for in order to use the backup services. But if you compare with active backup for business, it's 100% license free. It doesn't matter how many devices you want to back up, how many seats of the Microsoft you want to back up, it doesn't matter. As long as it can fit in your Synology NAS storage space, then you're good. And aside from that, the license free, we also include the software updates and the technical support. So it's a transparent pricing, which is easy for you to forecast. And before I end, actually, I have another case study to share with you. So this is Toyota. Maybe some of you are driving one today. And so Toyota is one of our clients. They face, again, also the similar challenges that they need to maintain backups for their headquarters in multiple locations. They need to safeguard their data from ransomware, and of course, they want to lessen the cost in order to do that. So what they did was, as you can see here, to back up their virtual machines, they used active backup for business to pull their data from the virtual machines to a highly scalable NAS unit, which is the SA3400 unit. So that's their first layer of backup. And for their second layer of site backup, they utilized snapshot replication to 5 different sites. So they deployed different rack station units at their different sites to ensure that they follow the 3-2-1. So they code, and they said, and I quote, to compare to our previous backup setup, which involved hardware, software, and time-consuming maintenance, we have achieved substantial savings of 75% in the overall total cost of protecting our diverse enterprise workloads. So they were able to achieve the 3-2-1 backup through deploying Synology, and at the same time save 75% of their data backup cost. So just to recap, our complete backup plan can help you to protect your data in the way that the Synology NAS would be at the center, where your endpoints can be backed up. Your PCs, your servers, your virtual machines can be backed up to the Synology NAS through a license-free active backup for business. And for your SaaS services, we have Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace both can be backed up to Synology NAS. And afterwards, your second layer of backup, for the one copy offsite, you have snapshot replication, which can help you back up to another offsite Synology NAS, or your choice of other locations, which is through Hyper Backup, another software on the Synology NAS. So you can back up to your choice of public cloud, or our own public cloud, or another server offsite. So thank you everyone for your time today. I hope that through the sharing you are able to learn how we can help you manage and protect your data. Oh, just last, thank you. So we have a survey that you may complete and stand a chance to win actually your personal cloud. You can actually visit our booth. If you have any questions or deployment requirements, please come to our booth. We'll be glad to engage with you. Thank you.